Okay, I wanted to sit you down and have a little chat. I thought I'd come in here for a little breather. Ari's taking a nap, Dan's watching over him, and life has just been so crazy. Everything's moving so fast. This is such a busy week for us, and like as a mum and a spiritual entrepreneur, basically we're moving abroad for 2 months. Not permanently, but for 2 months we are gonna go and live in different countries and just feel what it feels like. And I know that sounds crazy because you're like, you got a 1-year-old? If you don't know, I have a 1-year-old. He's just turned 1. And that does sound kind of crazy, like why are you going across the world to do that? Which I'll get into, but I really want to talk about it and kind of really get very direct about intentional living, because for me this is going to just do so much for my soul, gonna do so much for my family. I'm scared, I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared as well. Like, I'm not all like, ah, you know, but there is like this element of trust and surrender with this plan, with this move, and I'm gonna dive into it. So a big part of why we're doing this move, to be really honest and blunt with you and like really kind of heart open, is I've been feeling really creatively blocked in London, and I've been feeling stagnant in London for around 10 years. I grew up here. It's very much home obviously, but I've been longing to like move, or at least experience what it's like. I'm such a family orientated person, so for me making that decision to go abroad for more than just like a holiday was like a really big deal. Anyone who's very close with their family knows that. And so for me this was really something that took a lot of time to like build up the courage to do, as well as getting the divine timing, the circumstances right. That's a big one. And also like creativity wise, like creatively I've just been feeling so blocked, especially since like having my baby. All my love, all my creative energy, all my free time is with him. I am stretched out, right? So like, you know, I'm seeing clients, I'm doing readings, and when I'm not doing that, I'm trying to run my business by myself essentially, with like some help from my partner. But like ultimately, like there's really not a lot of time to pour into like my creativity, and I'm not getting a lot of inspiration because there's really, well, you can see around me, like it's not the, well, I guess if you just come here you can get inspiration from anywhere, but for me like London has run dry for that, you know. And so this move abroad is really about reuniting my inspiration, my creativity, simplifying life as well. There is so many things when you like get set into habits and stuff like this that you kind of like, everything feels messy in life. There's so much stuff, right? And you know, like packing ourselves in like one suitcase, like we're just taking one suitcase. I know that's kind of crazy because we have a 1-year-old, but we're gonna do it. It's kind of like, well, everything has to be in alignment. Like everything we put in the suitcase has to be in alignment. It has to be for a purpose. Everything that we're gonna do on that holiday has to be purposeful. And like this just feels so yummy to me as a Capricorn, because I'm like, I love purposefulness. And like another big one is like my health and wellness. So like anyone who knows me knows that I'm very big on mind, body, soul alignment. And the hardest one for me to get was, and has been, still a work in progress, is the body aspect. It's tough, right? Like I've always been a very mind heavy intellectual person. I kind of went through this phase where I wasn't, so like I got very deep into spirituality and the work that I do now, and I'm very strong on them both. And through my, you know, the last 10 years I've been working through trauma in the body and doing yoga and Pilates, and then I dip into exercise and I dip out of it. Have a very interesting relationship with like my body. At first I definitely didn't really like care about it. I was like, this isn't me too, it doesn't really matter. And now I really care about it because it's literally the vessel that I'm here in, like that my soul gets to experience. And so I'm really learning from people, I'm taking inspiration from people that really pamper themselves, that love themselves well, that, you know, look incredible, not just feel incredible on the inside, but look incredible, like they've manifested what they are on the inside to the outside. I feel like that's an incredible transformation. So for me it's really hard to get out of those habits of not really moving here. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, like it's really hard for me to move. I work from home. I haven't got that much time. It's really hard for me to prioritize it. I have hypermobility as well. I get injured really easily, and so really the only thing that really doesn't injure me is swimming. But I don't like swimming in chlorine that much, and I don't want to swim. Even if I did have a swimming pool, I'd love to like have the sun beating down on me, right? So or swim in the sea. Swimming in the sea would be ideal. So like for me, just the lifestyle here just doesn't feel aligned with like the exercises that I like. Like I like hiking, I like doing very natural things with my body. I also need to like, I like Pilates and core, you know, I really need to work on my core, so that's something that I'm really like honing in on. But a big part of it is like, you should always live where like you're most aligned to, like body, mind and soul, right? And so like London just isn't that. Like the gym is just not for me. I've tried it so many times. Like I can hold on to it for a few months, but because I don't enjoy it, and because I'm such a Capricorn, and because I'm so soul led, like everything that like doesn't make my heart sing, it literally will like just deplete me. Like, and I'm just a sensitive person, so I don't have naturally that much energy as it is, and so doing things that just don't fuel me just doesn't feel good. So yeah, for me a big part of this is the wellness and health element, because I'm really wanting to focus on that, and I'm being very intentional about it. I've had conversations with Daniel. It's gonna be me, him and Ari. Like no one else is coming, so we are gonna have to really rely on each other like a team, right? So there's this big part of it that we've had talks. I'm like, what do you want your day-to-day to look like? We've crafted like a perfect kind of day of what it would look like, and for me a big part of this is movement throughout the day. So walking with family, swimming, Pilates. Just in like brief, I've had like a very kind of interesting relationship with food and exercise, more so with exercise. I feel like with food I'm at a place where I'm quite happy. I would like to still refine it though, but exercise needs to become a priority in my life so that I can be healthy for myself. I want to get myself to a place where, you know, hopefully I will feel good enough to have a second baby, and then that's like the goal, because I don't want to be this weight and have a baby just because I had really bad pelvic girdle pain. Other part is I want to be healthy and fit for Ari, you know? So that's a really big reason for me. I have some really, really incredible things that are also coming out with my business in the time that I'm out, and I'm just like so excited about that. Obviously there's some fears around this, like there is some fears, and I have to be vulnerable with them. I mentioned briefly earlier, like my family. I'm so close to my mom, I'm so close to my family, I'm so close to my nieces, my mom's wife, my sister, my brother-in-law, like oh, even my partner's family I'm so close to. So this is just like really tough for me. Like yeah, it's really tough. Like, and also my family pet is passing, so we think he's gonna pass in the next like week. He hasn't got long left, so I'm hoping that, you know, I can spend as much time with him before I go. My mom's moving house, like she's moving away from London, so that's likely to happen when I'm gone. So there's like a lot of changes that are gonna happen, so when I come back, like everything's gonna be different, and that's just so tough for me. Like it's like my heart is like, I wish I could take them all, you know what I mean? Like I wish I could take them all, but they all have things that they want to do, and like this is my dream and my life. I think it was a really big realization when we came back from holiday, Ari's first holiday, the middle of 2024, with both families, and we were just thriving and like on holiday. And then we came back, and I was like feeling for months like I need to go abroad, and like I was literally like, it was eating me up. And then when I went, it like confirmed it, and then we created all the plans after that, and I was like, actually it's not too bad traveling with like a kid. Bear in mind he was like 6-7 months then, so I understand now. I've looked at videos, and a lot of people say that 1-year-olds are quite hard to travel with, so like, you know, he's nearly walking. He's a little bit more like a toddler. We're going on a long flight, so like there is a lot of apprehension about how that's going to be, but I'm surrendering to it. Like I'm trusting in the plan. I'm trusting in how the universe has made this available for us, and why it's happening now, you know, why it's happening in this divine timing for for Ari to experience this. Like Ari really, I think for me, wanted to be a part of this adventure, and that's why it's happening now. And I'm so excited for him to see the world. There is like parts of me that are like, how about his routine, how about his home? But ultimately as well, like the place that we're living in like isn't our forever home because it's too small. So we're gonna be moving anyway in the next few years to a bigger place. So, you know, ultimately in like an ideal world we'd already have our like dream house and he'd be there. That's not how reality works sometimes. And these little souls, like Ari is, they just want to come on an adventure, and that's how I see it. So a big part of this is also like learning how to be even more of a tight team with Dan, because like Dan is so incredible. He's staying at home with him a lot of the time, and we're gonna really have to kind of tag team, right? Like, so I'm actually excited to get more quality time with him, because as of right now I'm not getting as much as I would like, which is like making me really sad, and something that I'm looking forward to really working on and being really like intentional about. I know the tools that I have, like the nervous system regulation, the connection to the divine, my somatic awareness, like everything. I know I can use all those tools. We're going to Dominican Republic and Mexico, and then we're hopefully going to spend some time in New York. The reason why I chose Dominican Republic and New York and Mexico is kind of interesting, actually. I'll get into that a little bit, because initially we were actually going to go to Asia, and we've been to Bali before. We loved Bali, but we were like, we had all these itineraries. We were going to like Vietnam, and then we were going to like all these little islands. We really wanted to go to Philippines. That's where it started, but ultimately it just did not feel right, and every time we refine it, it just felt like something was missing. And like my astrocartography lines were good there, but they weren't like great, and it was more based on partnership, and like our partnership is great right now. I really wanted to focus on like more my career, and so and also I wanted to do a slightly bigger trip than what we could really like afford or do or like have the time to do. And so, you know, I wanted to kind of go to New Zealand and like maybe go to the French Polynesian islands, but like it was just too much, like especially with a 1-year-old. And it was like, okay, like back to the drawing board, like where would you want to go? And so then we actually were going to go to Dominican Republic for my graduation present back in 2020, but like COVID hit, and so we couldn't like go to Dominican Republic. And so we really like, we'd already researched Dominican Republic and everything, and Daniel speaks Spanish, so I was like, right, this feels right. And I have my North Node MC line running through Dominican Republic. I think Daniel has a Sun line, so it just felt so like intentional. And then we want to go to Mexico, and then I have a great line running through there. I forgot what it is. I'm gonna put it in though. It's also connected to my career. And then I have New York. I've been to New York. I fucking love New York. I have my Jupiter line running through there, I think. I feel so lucky, like so sexy, so happy in New York. So I'm like, I need to go back there, but with Daniel, because I know Daniel would love New York. Like Daniel was a big Friends fan. He grew up on American TV to learn English, and like he's very much more like American humor than like UK humor. So like he's gonna love it. Like he's gonna actually love it. I really want to take you along on the journey. I want you to look at the things that your soul's calling you to do, because it's calling you into further alignment with your higher self. It's calling you into further alignment with the dream life that you deserve, that your soul wants you to live, you know. I just have so much gratitude for everyone who is like supporting me over the last few years, and who is like watching this as well. Like I embrace you. I am wishing for you to be able to have the courage and the grace to kind of take those risks. Yeah, I'm going to go now. I'm gonna get going now. I don't know how long I've been talking. So yeah, I'll probably see you next time in Dominican Republic.